Have you ever purchased a piece of clothing and noticed a cry for help message on the tag? Well, a lot of people have, and this was the beginning of exposing a fast fashion monster company, SHEIN. SHEIN is one of the few companies that allows ruthless strategies to achieve profits, and in this video, we are exposing the dark truth behind SHEIN's cutthroat rise to success. SHEIN was founded in 2008 by Chris Zhu in Nanjing in China. Many Chinese companies are notorious for following unacceptable moral and social practices, and SHEIN is no different. Imagine you purchase a piece of clothing online because your favorite Instagram influencer is using it, and when you unpack it all excited, you take a glance at the clothing tag, and amongst the instructions of how to properly wash it, you find a disturbing message crying for help. How would you feel wearing clothes knowing that the people who worked behind it are facing a lot of hardship around their work and life balance? This has happened a lot in recent years. Many people reported seeing tags which are attached to clothes with strange messages. Many messages said things like, "I need your help me," or "I have dental pain." These messages are an outcry for help from frustrated employees. Many employees in SHEIN are forced to work long hours with only 1 day off a month. Yeah, you heard right. 1 day off per month. Even though the Chinese government has a 1 leave per week policy, the Shanghai company completely disobeys such government rules and regulations. Many of its employees are overworked and completely burned out by extra loads of work, which they have to finish within tight timelines. Maybe it's because SHEIN adds almost 4,000 new products every single day to its social media sites, which means it has a rapid and a very fast production rate. A report that came out last year by Business of Fashion pointed out that an investigation by a Swiss watchdog group found that in some SHEIN partner factories, employees worked 12 to 14-hour days and often worked 28 days per month under undesirable and below standard conditions, such as windowless rooms with no fire exits, which can give employees many health issues on top of the unbearable work stress. SHEIN claimed in response to this report that it takes all supply chain matters seriously, although the evidence doesn't seem to support that at all. SHEIN responded to the help-seeking tags controversy in a TikTok video of its own, saying that it's all a huge misunderstanding and that the company has a strict code of conduct for suppliers which forbids them to use forced labor. SHEIN also claims on its website that it supports fair pay for all and that it includes wages and benefits above the industry average. But other than the claims, no statistical information has been disclosed. Also, SHEIN doesn't provide an official job contract to its employees, which leaves them helpless in a lot of aspects. They cannot even claim their labor rights since no official contracts are there to support them. SHEIN has grown at an incredible rate in the last few years. The convenience and ease that you look for through online shopping is a great advantage for SHEIN. SHEIN made nearly $10 billion in revenue in 2020 alone, and it keeps growing each year. According to a report from Bloomberg, SHEIN's valuation is approximately $100 billion due to the huge demand they have and due to their investments. But the reality is that SHEIN never disclosed its financial data to the public. Being a private company, it hides its real worth from the public. At present, the company is worth more than brands H&M and Zara combined. It is the most visited apparel website in the world, which shows how much of a giant player SHEIN is in the industry. SHEIN's great value as a company is not because of high-priced items though. You will notice on their website that most items are actually cheap. Many of them are under the price tag of $15. Its popularity lies in advertisements, or more specifically, promotions by social media influencers. You see, influencers can buy items for a cheap price, plus they get to promote SHEIN products too. It's a win-win for influencers, as they can also get more views for product reviews. If you're an influencer, these companies will pay you a fair share to promote their items. Plus, you can purchase clothes for a cheap price. So it's a dream come true for influencers, and as a result, a lot of influencers started talking about SHEIN, and therefore, it gained a lot of popularity on social media. Shein states that when selecting materials, it does its best to source recycled fabric. But if you take a closer look at their website, among the thousands of items listed on the site, only a few are shown to be made from recycled polyester. With prices starting as low as $4 for these items, it's hard to say just how eco-friendly and at the same time how good quality these options really are. Yet, despite all of the cheap and trendy prices they carry, clothes produced by Shein are not made to last long. Hence a huge negative impact on the environment as well, but more on that in a minute. Other popular fashion places like H&M and Zara introduce new pieces only by tracking current trends, and they also go through a 3-week process to come up with new designs. Whereas Shein uses real-time data to cut this process down to 5 to 7 days. This allows them to regularly introduce new trending items while removing things that do not sell as much. This model is a huge win for Shein. To make matters worse, Shein releases new designs much faster than any other retailer out there. Their own CMO, Molly Meow, has revealed that the company drops around 700 to 1,000 new styles daily. That's a huge selection for you to choose from. And with its ultra-low prices, Shein is able to influence its customers to keep buying more frequently. A side effect of this is that it guarantees a lot of textile waste. Already, Shein is being accused of harming the environment as a textile company. It adds to the already existing issue of the global rise in textile waste. Many people claim that items from Shein are of terrible quality. This low quality means that some items might end up in useless condition soon after the purchase. Shein is also being socially irresponsible, considering the fact that textile dyeing is the second largest source of river pollution. So do you really believe when they claim that they are an eco-friendly company? Let us know in the comments below. With only a little of their business data being shared with the public, we will be unable to know how ethical and responsible they are towards all these issues. Another huge accusation is their practice of stealing art. Yes, you heard that right. The fast fashion giant Shein shamelessly steals art from smaller and less known artists and then uses it on their prints. In the case of the artist Tina Menzel, her art was stolen by Shein almost 6 different times in less than a year. She posted these stolen arts with proof in her Instagram account. A few of her designs that Shein stole from her was a cat being stroked by a skeleton hand, another one of a skeleton holding the cat, and many others like that. Each time Shein faces copyright claims, they try to pay off the artist for unlimited licenses for a small amount of money. And if the artist is not willing to pay it, they simply take the design off. Either you can license your stolen art to them cheaply, or they will just remove it. Either way, it doesn't make much of a difference to their profits. Shein also made some controversial items to be sold. A moral issue came out when Shein sold Muslim prayer mats as frilled Greek carpets. Obviously, they received a backlash from the Muslim community, so they removed that item, only for another controversy a week later, when they made a necklace with the swastika symbol. Even though Shein argued that the symbol dates way back to the ancient Hindu tradition, which is true, they still had to remove it because of the association of the symbol with the Nazi agenda. But the most insensitive act of all is child labor. Like most other major companies, Shein also does forced child labor practices. Almost in all the countries of the world, forced child labor is an offensive crime. But do you think Shein cares? They can cut back a significant portion of overhead costs through child labor, and many children who are forced to work for them unfortunately don't have other options to get their bread. So there you have it, yet another monster company who is consumed by the greed for profits. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.